Gratitude for Life by Lucy Camilleri of Matraville, 2036. Narrated by Janine Penfold. Experiencing a home life where love, happiness and laughter was in abundance rather than material things is what initially guided me in becoming the person I am today. Ultimately, our own strengths come to the fore through experiences encountered along our journey. We learn the true gratitude for life, compassion for others, and a serenity to accept what obstacles we face comes from within. People enter our lives and have a lasting impact in the direction we follow as we navigate through a world filled with opportunity. As a young bride, being with the love of my life, time stood still. Unfortunately, 12 months on, our world fell apart. Our dreams were shattered. My health took a downward spiral, landing me in hospital for 6 months. By sheer chance, my specialist was away and I was appointed another doctor, which in retrospect was a godsend. After conducting a series of tests, he diagnosed me with myasthenia gravis, a rare disease in the 1970s. This led to the removal of my thymus gland, but recovery was slow and I was in the intensive care unit for 3 months on a respirator. I recall an instance when the machines were turned off and I was breathing unassisted until I fell asleep and stopped breathing. This followed what could be described as an out-of-body experience, whilst I looked down on my body and witnessed the actions of the medical staff as the respirator was attached once more. Learning to breathe normally was the next phase in recovery. When this was accomplished, my doctor came at the weekend with his young family and wheeled me outside. The sight and smell of the sea was fuel to my senses, and the warmth of the sun on my face, truly a gift, plus he spoilt me with ice cream. Such an act of kindness lifted my spirits immensely. After 6 months, it was time to leave the sterile wards of the hospital and resume our married life. Being told not to start a family whilst on medication was a setback, but we vowed to fight this together and bring our dreams to fruition. Just another hurdle to overcome. Life was kind to us, and after 5 years, we were blessed with a daughter and the following year, a son. Our lives felt complete. This doctor remained interested in my welfare even after his services as a physician were no longer required. We kept in touch, and Christmas cards filled with news were exchanged yearly. He was keen to learn how I was and the development of our children. Every relationship, victory and defeat adds to life's lessons. This doctor inspired me with his care, devotion and interest, so once my children were at school, I looked to further my career helping others. I took on a casual job at school for specific purposes, where I was assigned to Year 4 and worked alongside a brilliant teacher. She taught me how to deal with these students and the importance of repetition to encourage them to learn simple commands others take for granted. Great guidance and encouragement were needed. This formed an insight into the challenges these children deal with and the patience their parents must evoke during everyday living. During my years working with these special children, I saw life through different eyes and learnt to appreciate what one has. They just wanted to be loved. Unfortunately, when some special schools were amalgamating, older students who required heavy physical assistance joined our school. I felt inadequate as I lacked the strength required, so it was with a heavy heart I resigned from this position. The close friendship I formed with this teacher has continued throughout the years. Subsequently, I began working at a childcare centre, and when asked if I would be prepared to work solely with a 2-year-old girl who had special needs, nothing could have made me happier. Encouraging her to speak was quite challenging, as she refused to utter a sound. It took patience and perseverance, and after many weeks, she uttered a word, and although selective in her speech, it was progress nonetheless. A deep bond was developing between us, and her mother was pleased that finally her daughter seemed happier in attending childcare. I accompanied them on many medical appointments to keep up to date with her progress and follow the same routine in assisting with her language and counting skills. After 3 years at childcare, it was time for her to attend primary school, but would still require assistance. Her mother inquired if I would be interested in tutoring her after school. This I considered as a privilege and acknowledged now was the right time to retire from the workforce. Her nana would drop her off after school and we would work together. Quite often my grandchildren were there and they would share afternoon tea before our lessons began. Her family formed a lasting relationship with me and they included me in her accomplishments. We continued this arrangement throughout her school years and last year attended her Year 12 graduation. Watching her walk up proudly and being presented with her certificate and yearbook was such a touching moment. It wasn't easy by any means, but her hard work and perseverance was rewarded. These experiences helped form me into the person I am today. Learning, helping, and being considerate to others' needs is how I remember life growing up in our family home and trust I have lived up to their expectations. True love has strengthened me and given me the courage to share happiness and sadness that life has thrown in my path. It is important to reminisce on the past, imperative to focus on today, and look with confidence to the future, which is yet to be fulfilled. The end.